neon pink. So it's going to be very bright. But hopefully it just attracts people to my personality and not the chair.
My name's Olivia. I was born with a rare genetic condition.
Remember to lose the battle.
My suffering does not define me. With every battle I face, I am made stronger through faith.
And free! Yeah! Hey guys, so right now I'm at the pharmacy picking up a few prescriptions. I am sick again. I don't know why I keep getting sick, but good news is I haven't gotten sick in a while. This is actually the longest I've gone without getting sick, so that's a really good thing. What else was I going to say? Oh yeah, so I have a double ear infection, my asthma's in a flare, and I have to pick up more nebulizer treatments, my breathing treatments, and I also have a sinus infection. But all is well because I'm here at the pharmacy picking up my prescriptions, so I should start feeling better after like a couple days of being on the medications. So today was a rough day because last night I only got 4 hours of sleep, and also like just with not getting sleep, it affects me mentally and academically and physically. So I just was drained. Like, I didn't even really do anything. I had 2 appointments today, but I had to cancel one. So, anyways, the first appointment was for my wheelchair, getting measured for it. And this is about the 3rd or 4th appointment I've had pertaining to my wheelchair. So, here's a brief description of the process. So I first got a referral from the cardiologist while I was admitted during a hospital stay, and they pretty much went through my medical history and said that they don't know why I haven't already received a prescription for a custom wheelchair, as one being the very obvious, and then 2 is that it's also quite ridiculous how they let me suffer in isolation, in terms of like mentally suffering because I can't get out of the house, even when before COVID was going on. Like, I couldn't go many places because I can't lift my wheelchair. So anyways, they wrote me the prescription. Step 2, because they just wrote off the prescription and they only know a select amount of vendors, they couldn't find one that my insurance accepted, so I had to call my insurance. My insurance gave me a list of people in my area and what they offer, and so the only option that I was kind of like pushed down towards because of insurance, because of the specific the specific prescription and to meet my medical needs, I was pushed down to one option. Thankfully I contacted them and they told me what to do next and that everything was going to be fine, like for my medical history and everything. So I had to go back to my doctors and have that appointment to talk more about specifics and what I would need, specifics in terms of wheelchairs being the whole, and then down to not necessarily customizing the wheelchair, but obviously there's different options like power wheelchairs that are like fully supporting the body, power wheelchairs that are smaller and more compact and not fully supporting the body, and then there is power assist wheelchairs, or manual with power assist, and then there's just manual and athletic wheelchairs. There's so many different types. So that's what we talked about at that appointment, and the medical necessity and that sort of thing. And then I had physical therapy and occupational therapy to then go get my mobility measured and evaluated, and my medical history looked over, and my strength tested and that sort of thing. And that went very smoothly. And then today, a guy came out to measure the house, and then he also measured my body, because apparently they were only testing like my range of motion, things like that, at the occupational and physical therapist appointment. So he measured like how long my limbs were and my height, and took into account my weight and my waist size and things like that to just see what I would need in the wheelchair and how to fit me for the wheelchair. And so that was like a super quick process. He said that if I needed to use my wheelchair around the house, it shouldn't be a problem. And then he said that what did he do? Oh, then he loaded up all the wheelchairs, and there wasn't like a ton of options, but for like specifically what I wanted, like my preferences, there was only 2. I mean, obviously there was more if I had rearranged my preferences, but based on my preferences, there was 2, and so they're both rigid frames. And I told him I wanted one of those. He explained to me like the differences between a folding wheelchair and a rigid frame, and rigid frame is definitely a lot easier, and according to my medical necessities, he said that really that's the option that he's left with, because he doesn't think that insurance will even approve a folding wheelchair because I won't be able to lift it on my own because they're a lot heavier. So rigid frame's a lot lighter. Also, it doesn't fold up. Instead, the wheels detach, and the back comes off, and there's folding handlebars and things like that. So that will be nice. And so there was one that's 12 pounds and one that's 11 pounds. Now, the what you guys might be assuming is the 11-pound wheelchair, but that one was very boxy looking. Like the back kind of like shows when I'm sitting in the wheelchair, and also the way that it is like down towards my feet, it just looked very boxy, and there was like more, I don't know, more of the wheelchair showing and like less of me, if that makes sense. So I chose something that is tapered at the bottom, so it doesn't look like there's that much of the wheelchair. And this is a really nice option just because it gives me more of like a slim, form-fitting feel. And so then after choosing that, we went over things like seat cushions, which he said that he thinks that one that's like really good for people who have EDS is just like a really firm, kind of like foamy mattress, like memory foam mattresses, but like stronger for a seat. And then there's like a plate that goes underneath it to make sure that like I'm not sinking too far into the seat, and it's not like folding wheelchairs where it like bows in, it's like flat. And that's all going to be super good for my hip dislocations and my scoliosis. And then the back part of the wheelchair, I had quite a few options for this part, but what he suggested is that because I'm able to hold myself upright, and even with my scoliosis and everything, he said that an adjustable seat back would be best, because this way, with me having chronic pain and issues with the scoliosis and dislocations, that I can fit it to my spine, which is perfect. That's exactly what I need. So then we went over tire options, which there was really only 2. And one is that it's filled with air, and the other one looks exactly like the first one, except it has foam instead of air. And this is to prevent the tires from popping, and it's less maintenance. And I chose the air tires because they're a lot lighter. He said that like if I'm able to put air in the tires every month or every few weeks, depending on how much I use the wheelchair, then the one filled with air is definitely the better option. So then, what else? Oh, so then he measured pretty much where I rest my arms, and it's like how I sit. Like if I sit like way back here, but my hips stay in the same place, or like straight upright, or like shoulders right over my hips, then that depends on like where the tires will sit on the wheelchair. And this is important to get as much momentum and strength and energy into my pushes, so that I'm not having to overexhaust my body, my heart, and cause any more pain. And then there's these things called anti-tippers, and they go in the back of the wheelchair to make sure that I don't like flip out of the wheelchair while learning how to do wheelies, because he said that with the wheelchair that I have now, while doing a wheelie, it's going to feel like going from an old beat up pickup truck to getting a new sports car. So he said that I will definitely need those anti-tipper things, because it's going to be a lot easier to do a wheelie, and if I give it too much power, I'm gonna fall back on my head. So yeah, not a good thing. Thankfully though, there's those anti-tipper things, and I don't know if I'm gonna keep them on there or not. He suggested that I take them off once I get good, which maybe I'll get there one day, but I don't know. He made me a little bit nervous by telling me like it's like old beat up pickup truck compared to a sports car. But I was like, okay, guess I'll make the option later. Anyways, then we talked about whether or not I want handles on the back of my wheelchair. Now this will be helpful possibly if there's a place where I didn't think I would need power assist and I'm with somebody, and then they can push me. But other than that, like, I don't really see a point for them, so they can fold down. Also, I don't want just anybody coming up and like starting to push me, because that's creepy and rude. I mean, some might see it as a courtesy thing, but it is pretty rude. And there's been some controversy about this. I've seen other people saying like, oh, they think it's very nice. Which I think it might be nice to offer maybe, but not to just come up and start pushing somebody. But anyways, so yeah, mine are gonna be folded down. And then obviously there's the power assist. Now I didn't go with the power assist wheelchair wheels. Like I said, I got just regular ultralight wheels. The power assist clips onto the back, and then I wear a wristband, and he said like all I have to do is like tap to make it go and stuff. But the only thing is that he said, unless like I know that I'm coming up to a place where I need to stop and it's on, I have to remember to make it stop, because he said otherwise if I try to grab the wheels while it's on, then they're going to try and power through, which will mess up my hands. Like my wrists and fingers will dislocate. Like it scared me. There's a few things about it that kind of makes me a little nervous, but obviously I'm going to take things very slowly at first. And then also I got to pick the color, which was probably the most exciting. And that I wanted to go with like a kind of like a cotton candy pink or like a baby pink to make it a little more subtle, and like so nobody's just staring at it. And then I thought, well, if they don't have that, then I'll go with like a black or a blue or something like that. But I saw the colors and I saw the pink, and it wasn't the pink I wanted. But I'm so attracted to pink. Like, I don't know what it is. I just love pink. If you've been a long-time subscriber, you will see that my room used to be pink. It looks red in a lot of the videos, but it was actually just a very, very dark pink. My favorite color is like cotton candy pink, or kind of like a light but very bright neon pink. But yeah, that's what they had, neon pink. So it's going to be very bright. But hopefully it just attracts people to my personality and not the chair. So, I think that is about it. I'm very tired, so I gotta go to sleep now. But that's how today's gone. I know I said that this video was going to be the next video was going to be my tube change. But hey guys, so the next video will be my tube change, I promise. Just there's a lot that happened, and I made this before getting my tube change and was going to edit it while in the hospital, but you'll see what I mean by something happened. Don't worry, I'm alright, and I will try to get that video edited and uploaded as soon as possible. Anyways, if you watched this entire video, thank you very much, and if you enjoyed it, then hit that thumbs up button. Also, thank you for subscribing and welcome new subscribers. If you are enjoying my videos, my channel, sorry, I'm really tired, then like I said, hit that thumbs up button and hit that bell notification sign to receive notifications when I upload new videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all. Bye.